We are here at the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap Fest in Oxford in the UK. I could not be more happy. A massive thank you goes out to Printed Solid for sponsoring this video and this entire trip out to bring Florida Man to be a little bit colder and to truly experience the UK railway system for all that it has to offer. Story on that for our Patreon members. But you don't want to know about that. You guys want to see the cool new stuff coming out of E3D. I am here with Sam, and we're going to be talking all about Roto and one other cool thing. So let's talk about Roto.
Perfect. Yeah. So for those of you that haven't seen this before, this is a very, very newly released Roto extruder. So this was actually released yesterday. So it's been a busy weekend. This is Roto, which is our new featherweight extruder. The whole point here is to try and keep the print quality that you would expect, whilst reducing the weight, reducing the size, because everyone is seeing all these new machines coming out that are moving faster and faster and faster, and we wanted to make an extruder that would keep up with those.
You guys are committed to utilizing 3D printing to make it work.
Yeah.
Because that heatsink, that's metal.
Yeah.
But it's also printed.
Yes, which is amazing. So at ITD, our core goal is to change the way that humanity manufactures goods.
Yeah.
And we are trying to do that by pushing the boundaries of FDM. But there are so many awesome different types of 3D printing you can utilize out there. And so we were like, we should use the benefits of 3D printing to make our products better. So this 3D printed heatsink, it's a third lighter and 4 millimeters shorter than the equivalent machine from Billet.
Yeah.
But it's also more thermally efficient than that same heatsink. So we have somehow hit the trifecta of smaller, lighter, and better thermally efficient, which we are super pumped about. It's awesome.
That is awesome. But there's more to Roto than just the metal 3D printed heatsink, right?
Yeah. What we have when I was talking about how light it is, so this comes in 140 grams.
140. Okay. So let's put that into perspective for the Yanks out there, okay?
Oh, I can't convert that. I don't. But what I can say is
it's about a quarter pound.
Okay, it's a quarter pound. Okay. But if you take a traditional 3D printer and you take one of the X-axis motors, that's twice as much as this. And that's just the motor. And this has the gearbox, it has the heatsink, it has everything.
Yeah.
So that is how light it is. It's quite hard to, I guess, comprehend. But yeah, we're super pumped about that.
We're gonna have Roto content coming soon. I might have messed up. There was a media embargo. And I saw 1/12/2023. And I thought, oh, they probably just got the year wrong. They mean the middle of January 2024.
I see. Yeah.
So, no, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. So that was a fun one.
Yeah, we did the dates British.
Yeah.
Shockingly,
But it's just one of those. I messaged her. I'm like, wait, it's out. I thought it wasn't out till she's like, you read the date wrong, didn't you? I'm like, oh. But I know there's something special about Roto, the gear ratio.
There is. You've been listening. Yes, so the gear ratio is 11.262 to 1. And it does require that amount of detail for everybody that ever wants to say it. No matter what our marketing team like to round it down to, it's 11.262 to 1.
Why do you need all that detail?
What's quite often overlooked when you are talking about a gear ratio of an extruder is your effective diameter of your hobs, because that is an additional gear ratio.
Right.
If you double your gear ratio, but you keep the hobs the same, then your relative ratio, or as we like to call it, a torque to force ratio, is the same.
Right.
But if you change your hob diameter, then you can't compare between the two by just talking about gear ratios.
Yeah, gear ratios are about more than 11.262 to 1. There's a torque number in here too.
Yeah. And
that's one of the cool things about Roto is that you're going to outrun the filament before you outrun the motor, right?
Yes. So that is something that we really wanted to make sure that this wasn't the limiting factor.
Yeah.
This is compatible with the entire Revo ecosystem, including the high flow nozzles.
Nice.
I mean, you can see this printer here. This one's currently moving at 300 millimeters a second on some of the infills. So, and the other ones as well. So it moves. Yeah. And the reason that this small printer can go that fast is because of how light it is.
Yep.
So that makes it easier to tune input shaping. You don't have to beef up your motors as much. You can get more performance out of your existing system.
Now, this is replacing Hermera, right?
For the majority of users, yes.
Okay.
There are a few use cases. Say you've got a giant meter square printer, you're churning out crazy amounts of plastic, then you probably want to put a Hermera on there. But for like the desktop range, pretty much yes, you will be able to push your printer faster for just a swap in of the extruder. So yeah, for the majority of people, it will.
And since it's compatible with Revo, you're not replacing nozzles that you already have. You're not getting new heater cores. It's all the stuff that you already have. You've adopted the Revo ecosystem. It's just newer, faster, lighter, and it's metal 3D printed in some areas, which I'm sorry, that's a thing I gotta sit on because it is really cool. And there's MJF on there as well, which is a nylon process, but the heatsink, that's SLM, right?
Correct, yeah.
So can you explain what SLM is?
So in SLM, you have a bed of powdered metal, very, very small powders, and then you scan a laser over it, and then you build up another layer, and then you scan the laser again, up and up and up. And then there is quite a lot of post-processing that needs to be done to turn it into a usable final product. But yes, that's the core of the technology.
A lot of it was because of the weight and the thermal efficiency, but was it also because you really wanted to have a metal 3D printed part in here? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yes.
I know you guys are geeks like I am, so you know.
The real challenge was making it viable for a high volume commercial product. That was the challenge because it's not something that's conventionally been done. It's usually one-offs or big things for aerospace and things like that. So trying to get it into a consumer product was a challenge, but we're super happy we stuck with it and we're able to bring it to market like this.
It's one of the things that people say about 3D printing. It's not ready for prime time. You can't use it in production. 3D printing is just for prototyping and that's it. No, you can actually use 3D printing into end-use production. And sure, you're not going to make millions of parts faster than you would with traditional manufacturing without millions of machines. But your overall immediate cost to do that work to get you there is way lower as well. So I'm sure there were a lot of prototypes. How long did Roto spend in prototype stage before it became ready for prime time?
Oh, that is a very tough question. I guess the project as a whole has been just over 2 years. And it has evolved quite a lot over that time, as you'd expect. And as new advancements have come out and we've wanted to implement them, then you redesign a bit and bring it out. But we finally stopped and we're happy with what we've got at the moment.
See, you say happy, I feel like Mike and some of the other engineers are like, no, one more thing, one more thing. And as a quasi-engineer myself, I get it, right? It's like, no. If we just tweak this one little thing, don't worry about the production cost. But if we tweak this one little thing, it'll be perfect. No, send it. It's good. It's perfect. It works. That's why I'm glad to see Roto out in the wild.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So we might have gotten a sneak peek of it a few months ago, and it is such a shame that we couldn't have recorded it because I was so surprised. Because it's so cool. And while Roto is cool, there are a lot of users out there that have proprietary printers that, without a ton of effort, could not put Roto on their machines. One of those that I've not personally had a great experience with, but a lot of you have, Bamboo. We have Bamboo Obsidian high flow nozzles.
Correct, yes.
Talk to us about these. These are cool.
So what we've done here is we have taken the high flow technology and we've taken the Obsidian technology. So that means not only can you increase your print speeds, but you get the wear resistance and you get the non-stick coating. So combining it all together. And then we have worked with Bamboo themselves. So this is the first officially approved aftermarket upgrade.
No kidding.
So they have tested this. They are happy. They say, yes, it does what ETD says it does. And so this is available as of today, I believe. So it's hot off the press.
Well, it's likely available when this video comes out. So
of course,
we got that. But this is really cool because this is an aftermarket part that is approved and allowed by the manufacturer. Something that pretty much never happens, ever. Right? This is something that if you wanted to upgrade your Bamboo and put some E3D goodness inside of it, you now have the opportunity to do so. And that's just super cool.
It is. And in terms of numbers, which I'm sure some people will probably want to know, when the testing that we've done with PLA, for example, we've taken it from 18 millimeters cubed to 28 millimeters cubed.
Whoa, wait. You are telling me that you are getting an extra 10 millimeters cubed of flow.
Yeah, it's like 150+% on top of what you would get. So bamboos can go quicker.
I'm worried we're going to start overheating the stepper motors in those things, man. They already run pretty warm.
Yeah.
That is super cool. So you bamboo users out there that want to run faster, but also want to support E3D, well, now you have the option to do both. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing some of that nice shiny rainbow glitter in this too.
Yes, so it's the same coating they have on Obsidian. So the rainbows you see is the very, very thin film of the non-stick that is embedded into the coating.
Well, I mean, that means when I get my bamboo running, we're going to have to put one of these on there.
Please do.
We'll compare it to stock. We'll see. We'll test the claims. Not that E3D is inaccurate. I'm sure there's at least 3 points back of the decimal. Maybe it's, 28.262. Who knows? For how much extra flow this has. But that is super cool, right?
Awesome.
It's not often you see a company that is dedicated to mostly open source and a company that is very much not working together. That's what this community is all about.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of what this show is about as well.
Yeah, bringing everyone together and just trying to push the industry so that hopefully more products can have more 3D printed parts within them, right?
I
As
love
with the
it.
Roto, yeah.
Guys, check out E3D down below for all this new hotness. We absolutely love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing collaborations. You guys recently actually collaborated with Diamondback, which we saw at the East Coast RepRap Festival, or 3D Printopia 2023. And we'll card to that video so you guys can take a look. This is cool. You guys are dropping some big collabs with some cool companies.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
I'm curious to see who's next.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see.
I think the answer is soon, TM. Guys, continuing coverage of the Sanjay Mortimer RepRap Fest coming at you. And again, a huge thank you to Printed Solid for making this trip possible. Sam, this has been awesome.
As always, thank you.
And oh yeah, we're going to go see what makes E3D tick in just a couple of days. So stay tuned, get subscribed, more content coming at you right after this. We were just walking around and jet engines. There are jet engines. There's big freaking Lego stuff. We're here with Matt Denton, and we're going to talk all about big freaking 3D printing.
Yep.
Matt, talk to us.
Okay, start over here. So
Yeah.
This is my 5x scale Lego inspired 3D printing.
That's correct.
Lego inspired.
Lego inspired.
But this was based on a car chassis kit from the 80s, which I adored. This is just the engine unit. In fact, if you turn that bit at the back there, it should still move. There we go. There we go. Like the pistons work on it.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's an
actually
little boxer.
Yeah, a little boxer engine. This is close to, well, I'm 98% printed on this. I know it's been 2 years since I started it, but I ran out of room. It's a logistics problem. It's so big once it's assembled. It's about the size of this table. So I've got a bit of an issue with that, just finishing it off, but that's going to be done soon, I promise, because a lot of people are asking for it.
Yeah. Soon TM, as it always is around here.
Yeah, and then this is 8.3 times scale. Actually, it's 8.3 recurring, if you want to be really correct about it.
We're a thing about significant figures around here, okay?
Exactly, 8.3 recurring, and it's because of the size of the bearing in the holes, and that's why it's 8.3. 10 was too big to go on my bed as well, so I had to find a number between 5 and 10. 8.3 worked out, and it was just big enough for me to sit in. And this beast does 0 to 30 in 3 seconds at the moment. And
That's pretty fast.
I still haven't tuned it fully up yet either. And with my nephew on it, who's obviously a lot lighter than me, it's ridiculous. So yeah, this is great fun. I printed drift rims for it. You can go drifting. Actually, you don't even need the drift rims now. I've tuned it up, but it's hilarious. Very enjoyable. And I'm still waiting for Ivan Miranda to turn up with his competitive go-kart he built to race me with. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to race you and beat you. Where are you, Ivan? That's all I'm saying. So
yeah, Ivan, where are you?
Exactly. Where are you, Ivan? Over here, we have a concept demonstration model of a jetpack that I've been working on for Maverick Aviation. This uses vectored turbine thrust.
Wait, so these are single axis vector thrust
Yep.
jet turbines.
Yep.
What are they putting out each for thrust?
Each one of these is 300 newtons peak. There should be another 2 mid-engines here. They're missing at the moment, but they're not moving engines. They're fixed just for thrust.
Yep.
Yeah, 300 newtons a piece. So when this is running, you'll be burning about 3 to 4 liters a minute of aviation fuel.
It's funny. He knew exactly what I was going to ask next, and we did not
man.
cover.
It's
I'm like, all right, how thirsty is she?
3 to 4 liters a minute of aviation fuel. Yeah.
That's about a gallon a minute
Yeah.
for all of you
Yeah.
Yanks.
And at the back here, we've got 15 to 20 liters.
Yeah, I
That's
was
about
gonna say,
4
that's the-
gallons, 4.5 gallons.
That's the fuel tank.
Yeah.
And yes, that is strapped to your back.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I think is really cool is you just got a patent granted
I
on
did.
this.
Yeah, I did.
And
This
that is
very-
a lot harder than people think.
It is very hard,
How long?
especially in aviation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it took 2 years. Yeah, from start to finish.
Which for a patent's actually pretty fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not bad, and it's a patent which covers 2 aspects of this design. Which
Nice.
is quite nice. But yeah, it's really nice. I was one of my most proudest achievements is getting a patent as an engineer. Yeah,
Now-
it's nice.
Did you
So-
get the printed one or they just send you the digital?
No, they sent it digital, but my business
that.
partner had it printed up for me in a frame, which was very nice. So,
It's got to have the gold foil.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, that's the big thing with patents. It's a lot of effort, but if you're doing it for a commercial business, it's kind of requirement.
It's a requirement.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. The problem is it costs a huge amount of money, and this is a patent that only exists in the UK.
Yeah.
So to get America and Europe, you're looking at a load more ka-ching. Yeah. So it's horrific. Anyway, it's really good to have it, and yeah, still a working prototype, but hopefully sometime we'll be flying. I mean, this
I was
is
gonna say, has it ever flown yet?
not this one. I've done full physics simulations of this, so in theory it does fly. I mean, the physics simulation has exactly the same weight, the same model. But to get this flying, once you start burning 3 to 4 liters of aviation fuel a minute, each of these engines is 120 decibels. It's horrific. The exhaust gas is
Yeah.
700 degrees, so you need a really good facility.
Well, it's
to
the
do
right
that.
time of year to be doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You could heat homes with this. I mean, in here, you destroy this place in
Yeah,
seconds if you fired this up.
Well,
so.
I mean, just the noise.
The noise alone, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? So anyway, it's an exciting project, but to get to that point where you actually start flying it, it's quite a big step.
I'll be looking out for it. Are you gonna be doing any videos on the channel about it?
I think I might. I've been holding off because this is my professional work and
Right.
this is my YouTube work. Not that that's not professional, but you know, this has been a different thing. And with the patent, I had to keep a lot of it under wraps for a long time. So, but I might do some stuff.
That's the problem. It's like I
Yeah.
want to show it. I want to show it. I want to show it.
Can't
You
show it.
can't because of patents. Let's look at this because these are like legit Lego inspired.
Lego
Bricks.
inspired bricks.
So
yeah,
they just
yeah, they still come off. You can rebuild it.
We have the technology.
I try
that's
not.
super cool.
I really try not to glue anything. There are some glued and bolted sections on the
Yeah, you
go-kart,
kinda have
but
to.
I really hate gluing things. So
Like, I watched this build because I said this is ridiculous, but I want one.
yeah, absolutely.
It's like you did what?
yeah.
Yeah, I, took a Lego go-kart, rebuilt it in CAD, inspired, blew it up,
Yeah.
8.3 repeating,
Yes,
and now I can ride in it, and it's fast.
and put some big engine, put big motors on the back. That's the fun bit.
Yeah, the steps in your life that you have to get to be standing here today
Mhm.
with this big thing, this big
Mhm.
thing, and that monster.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
yeah. And then there's the Mantis. Let's not forget about that. Do you
Talk
know what
about
that is?
No.
The Mantis is where my name comes from.
Okay.
And that has a Guinness World Record for the largest driven walking robot in the world. 2-ton hydraulic controlled, diesel powered, 2.2 turbo diesel powered unit. Yeah, I mean, it filled
I
the corner of
think
this
I
room.
might know the Mantis then.
Yeah.
You built that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where this comes from. That's where the name comes from. So yeah,
Ah,
Mantis robot.
got it. Okay.
There you go. So I've got a lot of crazy contraptions in my life, but that's probably the craziest I think
Yeah.
so far.
Well, now you got to make the Mantis jet powered.
Well,
Oh man.
so I have a project plan, which I am going to do a full YouTube video on, but this here is my latest endeavor, and this is a 2-stage planetary gearbox, 3D printed this on the Bamboo X1C, which I'm in love with at the moment. Got a massive
Yeah. there's a big BLDC
motor in the back.
there.
Yeah, so there's tons of torque coming out of that, and I'm going to see how much torque I can get out of this. I'm aiming for 150 Newton meters, which is
I
ridiculous
think you'll get
out
that.
of 3D printing.
In a
Now I am
planetary drive, it's probably not.
well, I've done some tests.
Oh.
It's not going terribly well, but there's lots of different types of printing I'm doing.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to be using this for, my plan is to make a mini Mantis electric using these drives for the legs, but just big enough for me to sit on and ride. Because the Mantis at 2 tons, everywhere I go, I need a 3-ton rig to tow it. And
Yeah, that's expensive. No
So
one's got time for that.
if I can make it like 150 kilos with me on it, perfect. And electric.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's the plan.
You have some really crazy products. Where can people find more and follow you along?
You can follow me on YouTube, Matt Denton, youtube.com/Matt Denton, or you can find me on social media under @MantisRobot, all my social media.
Matt makes some of the coolest things and just says, why go small when we
Exactly.
can go big?
Go big.
Didn't go with just 2 jets, 4 jets. No. 6. Because in for a penny, in for quite a few pounds.
6 is better than 4.
I mean, last I checked at least. This is super cool. I am excited to see more. I love this go-kart. Are you going to be driving it later?
I'd love to, but the thing is, it's so fast, and here it's terrifying. I drove it in from the car park.
Nice.
And it was terrifying. Well, there was
Nice.
no one in here then, so yeah. Maybe when it gets quiet.
Well, Matt, seriously, thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, links to Matt's channel in the description down below. It is super cool to see all of this, and hope you all enjoy it. Because I've wanted to do something like this for a long time.
Nothing stopping me.
Time.
But there is
Time. Because
Yes.
like you,
There's a
I've
lot.
got a professional company too.
Yeah, there you go.
And I don't know how you find the time.
Well, I don't. That's the problem. I haven't done a video for 2 years. Or maybe a year. No, a year. It's been a year.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. It is a cool project though. And would you like to see me do something like this? Let me know in those comments below. But continuing coverage of the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest 2023 coming at you right after this. Hey guys, quick ad break from our sponsor, Printed Solid. Thank you so much to Printed Solid for sending us out to the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest. Without them, this would not be possible. We wouldn't be here in Oxford showing off all the amazing stuff here, booths and makes and talks, and just, it is awesome. So I want to give a huge thank you to Dave, Dustin, and the entire team at Printed Solid for making this trip possible. And while they don't have their normal booth because shipping a ton of filament overseas is a little complicated, they're still here representing, and we're rocking the Printed Solid merch. If you want to get some of the best filament for some of the best prices, made in America, click the link down below. Go check out Printed Solid. We love their filament at our shop, and they've been using Jesse pretty much exclusively for about 3 years now, and did it well before we ever worked with them professionally. So I can tell you confidently, this is some of the best filament that we've ever used. From my favorite white out there, Design White, because white filament is terrible unless it's Design White, all the way to some of their amazing colors like Brad's Orange, Slimer Green, and Gold Winter Glitter. There's so many colors that Printed Solid has that are absolutely amazing. Again, check out Printed Solid. Links are in that description down below. Now let's get back to talking with some awesome vendors. Continuing coverage of the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest 2023, we've got one of my favorite creators that makes some of the craziest stuff, Mr. James Bruton.
Hello.
Dude, this stuff is so cool. Talk to us about what's here on the table, because you've got a lot of your projects here.
Yeah, so I've got basically the most recent ones I haven't stripped down, because so lots of them get recycled.
Yeah.
So I take the motors out, and then all the plastic gets mashed up and turned into flower pots.
Nice.
Yeah. All the ones that did well on YouTube that I kept, like robot dogs and, you know,
I mean, the robot dog
weird
is a pretty
tanks,
cool one.
The things I just take to shows because they're the ones people remember.
Right, right.
So yeah, most recently the Mobius tank, which is a project that did quite well.
That's always a fun one, because it's like, it doesn't need to do this, but it can.
No, I mean, yes, exactly. I don't really know why I made it, but it looks weird and people clicked on it. The one thing I want to do next, where the track turns on its end or when on its side, is it can then bend in the other axis, so we can make a bendy track and use the twist to make the bend. So that's going to happen next year.
So like one of those luggage conveyor belt style things, but for a tank tread.
Yeah, so I did one where the track stays flat.
Okay.
But this one, because it turns, then it can turn on
That's
his,
a
on
lot
his
of-
side. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, but
It's more geometry than I remember.
it'll look even weirder, and that's my job to make people click on weird-looking things.
Now, you've done a lot of projects over the years.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? And I know that's like asking you to pick
Okay.
your favorite child, but which one's your favorite?
Well, they're mainly the ones that do well on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So, I mean, the Mobius tank did well recently.
Yeah.
Robot Dog's kind of done okay historically, but still, I don't think any of the views on the videos are as good as the tank.
Uh-huh.
So, only about several weeks' work as opposed to a couple of weeks' work. I want to do more bipedal robots. This has done quite well recently, which is the Star Wars-esque droid.
Yep.
But, I mean, also what did recently was the Star Wars speeder bike that I did with 2 Omni wheels, a balancing bike.
Yep.
A couple of million views. So it's this year's funny bike project that's done well. Last year I did another one with a bicycle with an Omni wheel on the front.
Yep.
That did really well. So I still got that somewhere. So
that
I guess
one
those,
surprised me because I'm like, there is no way. There's no way this works. And lo and behold,
Yeah.
you figured it out.
that's it. It's the thing. Finding the ultimate thing that people click on.
Yeah.
That's what gives me the most satisfaction. So I suppose those are the best projects.
Now, is YouTube your primary deal? That's
yeah,
what you do?
Full time, 4.5 years.
It's pretty cool.
I've been doing videos seriously since 2012. I did weekly videos for 8 years.
Wow. Yeah, I'm still in that weekly video thing.
Yeah.
It's,
So not an overnight
weird.
success. Though.
No. And it isn't. So if you start a YouTube channel and you don't get 1 million subs in 24 hours,
Yeah.
I get it. You're not Mr. Beast, but it's okay.
But keep
Right.
going, because otherwise you'll not do it because you'll have given up.
I will say you've got a lot of crazy stuff here, but I've always wondered, how big is your print farm?
It's about 13 printers.
Okay.
So I'm sponsored by Lulzbot 3D printers. So I've got a lot of their printers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like there's a room in my house that's just got printers in and nothing else.
That one's always tough. You gotta balance the significant other factor of can you keep other people happy when you get a bunch of printers in a house?
The printers were there first.
That's what I said too, but that's not always a good
Yeah.
excuse. But you really do have some cool projects. Is there
Thanks.
anything you've always wanted to but could never figure out how to do it?
Well, I'm not very good at software generally. I do coding on Arduinos, but anything else, I've done some, robots to navigate with ROS, and I've done some AI stuff with jets and nanos and things. But those projects it was amazing when I got it all working. It's like, this will be really great for doing loads more projects, but the views weren't very good. People like to see gears turning and
Yeah,
stuff.
they do.
So normally, if you've got a weird gear thing,
Yep.
then that'll do well. Hopefully this comes out Tuesday week. So it depends when this video goes out, it might be out.
It'll be a while.
So
I was gonna say, yeah, I've never seen that.
that's going to be more popular than an AI thing
What
in my channel.
What the heck? Can I pick it up?
Yeah,
Oh my god. All right, this has some gravity to it. Way heavier than I expected.
yeah.
What the heck is this?
So this is a cross between a monowheel
Uh-huh.
and a ped rail. So some time ago I did this ped rail
Yeah.
with a 4-wheel drive ped rail. So it's basically that.
Okay.
But also I did a monowheel that's a single wheel. It's quite hard to make it balance, and it obviously can't stand still on its edge.
Right.
So this is the solution.
Oh, because it can lean.
Unnecessary, yeah.
Boy, howdy. That's a lot of ball bearings too.
Yes.
This thing is insane. This thing's got to be like 4 kilos.
Yeah, maybe. It's mainly the motors and the motor drivers at the bottom, and then all the metal in the bearings.
So is this just a part of it, or is this the
That's the
project?
project. Yeah.
Man,
Sure, 2-week project. Yeah.
wow. That's it?
Yep.
You only spent 2 weeks on this.
And filming the whole thing and everything. Yeah.
For those that don't know,
Yeah, it's just me.
if you're filming something, double the amount of time you think you need, because it takes so much longer to set up the shot.
Yeah, I suppose so. I got into the process over 10 years or whatever. So I mean, I basically film a little bit as I go, edit it in as I go, to check the shot's good, because it's really hard to go and take a piece. All about to take it all together apart again to reshoot that one piece that was out of focus, right? So I kind of know how the video's going as I do it. It's all part of the process now.
That is super cool.
All right.
Seriously. James, I love your channel. I've always loved what you do. Your projects are amazing. And it is always one of those cases of your mind must be always like, all right, the next thing, I want to do this, but what if we added this and this?
I try to keep it in bite-sized chunks.
Yeah. It inspires me
Plan
to
ahead
think
a lot,
outside the
yeah.
box, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the dog is still one of my favorites because
Okay.
you took an approach to something that normally costs 150 to 200 grand, the spot dog. And you made it cool.
Okay, yeah. It's not quite as good as Boston Dynamics.
Are you ever going to be planning to do more projects with some of these where you build them up more and more?
Well, I'd like to say the AT-AT's probably the latest 4-legged walking project. I want to build an AT-AT that I can ride on.
Wow.
So yeah, there's always aspirations to make, I want to build one of these that I can ride in where I stand in the top. and it's about 4 feet tall.
That's a lot of filament.
But if you watch this video when it comes out, well, it probably would be made of other materials, but there's reasons why crushing hazards that
yeah.
are bad. So yeah, probably won't be doing that one. That's why we
Mild
make them small.
inconveniences. Yeah.
Then see what happens. Yeah.
It'd be super cool. Guys, check out James's channel. We'll link to it in the description down below. Oh, see? He's prepared. He knows what he's doing. It's like you've been doing this for a couple of days at least.
And I'm X-Robots UK on all other social media.
Awesome. Well, James, again, thank you so much for
no worries.
bringing things out. Glad to see you here at Smurf. And I love your channel. I love the work that you inspire a lot of people to think outside the box with things that they already have laying around. So thank you for inspiring the new generation of makers.
All right, no worries. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you, James.
I want to thank every single one of you that donated, that showed up, that was there for the event at Smurf. It wouldn't have been possible without you. We wouldn't have been able to raise the kind of money that we did, so thank you. Never in my life did I think that I'd be sitting on a stage getting my hair cut live in front of a bunch of people, but hey, we raised a ton of money, we did a ton of good. Thank you all. But specifically, let's thank the ones that we have here in this list. Claire from E3D with the 10 pounds. The DGen Network, available at the $10 tier and higher on Patreon, apparently, because that's what they call themselves. That's our private Discord server. $3.69. Nice. Diamondback Nozzles for $100 US. AG San, I love what you're doing. All the best. A for 10 pounds. Brad Rothbaum for $100 US. Brad, of course, was the one that initially inspired us to do this kind of thing. He said, thank you for what you do. Brad, Abby, Jeannie, and Howard Rothbaum, thank you guys. Madcat USA, the 3DM DGen Network has to represent for $20 US. Paul Dance with 10 British pounds. 3D Printy telling me to get a haircut for $150. Winslow Joy saying, Grand of 3D Musketeers, E3D, and the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation is a trifecta of 3D printing space. A pleasure to make a donation. I wish I could have been there this year, maybe in 2024, for $10. Upside Down for $10. Drago and Victoria, that is my dad's dog, and of course our director of marketing, for $25. Hair today, gone tomorrow. Anonymous with the 30 British pounds saying, thank you, Grant, for your amazing work and encouragement. Zach Smith's family. I guess that's not anonymous anymore. Remco Katz saying, miss you, Sanjay. I'm certain he'd approve of a reverse mohawk for €100. Zach Friedman with the 169 pounds. Nice. Geek Toy Box for $50. Simon Barlow saying, awesome, for 10 pounds. Anonymous 50 pounds. Take it off for 30 pounds. Anonymous saying, never stop making awesome, for $100 US. Jacob Lord saying, 3 years of hair worth of memories, 345 pounds. Anonymous for 10 pounds. Anonymous for 5 pounds. Jay, Anonymous for 5 pounds. Baloo saying, keep it like that, for 30 pounds. Anonymous for 50 pounds. Waffle Cart for 100 pounds. 3D Printy for another $150. David Lamb for 20 pounds. Zach Smith saying, hi, Grant, for 10 pounds. I don't know, maybe Dan for 100 British pounds. Max Funkner saying, keep up a great work, for 30 pounds. Anonymous, Christopher A. Sam for 20 pounds. Anonymous for 15 pounds. Nick Gover for 20 pounds. Anonymous, Andrew Mayhall, Mr. 3D Gloop himself, for 100 sticky dollars. Anonymous for $20. Anonymous for 50 pounds. Anonymous once again. Loga Labs, I hope I'm saying that right, for €100. Bill saying, you are a great man, Grant, 20 pounds. RC Maniac 25, who at the time we technically called it, was the highest donation at 500 pounds, saying, going, gone, and for a good cause. Thank you, RC Maniac. I believe the Hermera was for you. Someone saying you're looking great with a smiling emoji for 50 euros. Dave of Things for $50. Silver Bear. Woot for $25. Georgia E3D saying you rock for 25 pounds. And, you know, Mr. Joseph Prussia himself for 1,000 euros. The largest donation at the time. The entire room went insane. I was having a great time. Thank you, Mr. Prussia, for that generous donation. Breaker 3D for $25. VP 3D Printing and Design for 100 pounds. And then an anonymous donation for $1,200. That was not anonymous whatsoever. It was the Voron design team, and Max himself came up on stage and shaved a freaking Voron logo on the back of my head, and I could not have been happier. Thank you so much to the entire Voron team. Yes, Trident build is coming soon. Don't worry, but you know that's dedication right there. I don't even have a Voron built yet, and I got them shaved into the back of my head, so someone's got to upstage that at some point. The Nocturnist, Tad, who's our lead engineer here at 3D Musketeers, saying bald for $50. Chris Lane for $50, and Timothy H rounding it out, saying keep up the good work, raising a total of 4,853 pounds. That is over 6,000 US dollars, with every penny of that going directly to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. Thank you to each and every one of you for making this possible. Of course, a massive thank you goes out to the whale donors that we had of the Voron design team, Joseph Prussia, RC Maniac, and so many more. Thank you guys for making this event a highlight for me. It was certainly quite a bit colder after that Saturday, and now that we've gotten things cleaned up, I look like a normal human again, according to pretty much everybody. So thank you for once again validating my mother and telling her that she is right. But I do want to give a massive thank you to all of our channel member supporters whose names are listed right next to me at the $5 tier and higher. Thank you for what you guys do in making these videos possible. And a huge thank you to Printed Solid for sponsoring the trip and allowing us to go out to Smurf. It was an amazing deal. There's quite a few more videos coming up from our trip, so stay tuned, get subscribed, leave a like if you did enjoy the video. That's all we have for you guys today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones, donate to causes you believe in, and as always, keep making awesome by doing really freaking awesome things. Have a good one.